Hi, this is Ellie with Full Moonlight Tarot 20, and I wanted to pull a love reading for us. So I'm using the Romance Angel Oracle cards. We have here forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in the present moments. And what this is asking you to do is to kind of think about the people in your life who have shaped your view on what relationships are supposed to look like. So, for instance, your parents, your caregivers, the people around you in relationships as you were growing up in your formative years there. What did they show you? What did they teach you? Was it anything negative? Oftentimes, what happens is we look at the relationships our parents, for instance, had, and whether we know it or not, as we enter relationships in our lives, we tend to work out that same pattern that our parents had. So, for instance, if your parents were in a very imbalanced relationship, if you had your father who was very authoritative, very much the head of the household, might have been abusive, and mom was very submissive because back in the day, that is what was expected, that the wife was submissive and that the father was the head of the household. These are the things that you take into your relationships. These are the expectations that you set for your relationship. This is what you think is normal. If you oftentimes when children grow up and they grow up in an abusive household where everybody was where there was violence, right? Or if there was someone who was an alcoholic, they think it's normal. They feel it's normal. This is the same patterns that they're bringing into their relationships, into their romantic lives. So this is something that you're meant to look at. Now, forgive yourself if you're in a negative, if you've been in negative, if you've been in abusive relationships where you were the one that was abused. Forgive yourself for allowing that person to do that to you. Forgive yourself for not knowing any better. Forgive yourself for not walking away and having that self-respect to say no more, right? Forgive yourself for loving that person, right? But you have to forgive the other person too, because you've called them in. Subconsciously, you went out there looking for the person that resembled the dynamic your parents had, right? The person that was going to recreate that scenario with you. So this is something that you have called in. Also, this is something your soul has called in. This is a soul contract you had with the other person. This is something that you set in that blueprint you created for this lifetime. You wanted to overcome. You wanted to break that cycle of abuse. So you had to create the setup for it, and you had to write that into your soul contracts with the people around you, that you wanted them to play that role in order for you to break through that cycle. So forgive yourself and forgive that other person, and learn to work on yourself, so you're not recreating the same scenarios with different people as you go through set with different relationships. Now, the passion card: allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. It's not just passion in relationships. What Spirit is trying to tell you is that you should not seek all the joy in your life from relationships. You should not put the responsibility for your happiness into someone else's hands. The responsibility for your happiness rests with you and you alone. You must create a life for yourself that is happy and fulfilled and joyful. You must create that for yourself, before you call another person into that life. Because if you do not have that, if you cannot provide that for yourself, that self-fulfillment, if you cannot be fulfilled in life, being with yourself, you are never going to be able to have a balanced relationship with someone, because you're always going to put the responsibility of your happiness in their hands, and they're never going to be able to fulfill you completely. It's not possible. The only one who can completely fulfill you is yourself. So find something that stirs that passion in you. Find a hobby. Find something to do, something in your life that really, really lights you up inside. And that's often how you also meet another person who can now match you in that energy, because they're in that same energy. They're completely fulfilled in their life, which means that they're not going to be taking away from you in order to fulfill them, because they're already fulfilled. You have two fulfilled people coming together, and they're not putting any pressure on the other person in order for that person to be happy, because they're already happy. It takes a lot of pressure off, and that is how a balanced relationship is created. Now, honeymoon, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. So you're about to attract somebody in, or maybe you already have. But whether you're going on a honeymoon, and I have the engagement card here as well, so I mean marriage or higher level of commitment is definitely in the stars for you. Like it's coming to you. If anything that you want for your life, you can have. There's nothing in life you cannot have. You just have to be a vibrational match to that which you want to attract in. So there's always some work involved on yourself. Now, honeymoon, let's say you're not in a relationship yet, you haven't met that person yet. This card can also speak to you going on a holiday by yourself and meeting somebody while you're on that holiday, or getting into that energy when you're on holiday and you're able to put down all the worries of life, all the troubles of life, and you're in that carefree energy, that carefree attitude, that joyfulness, that adventurous spirit. Once you're in that energy, you are more magnetic to attracting somebody in. You're going to be more open. You're going to be more receptive for someone to come in to meet you. So that's something to definitely think about. If there's someone you want to attract in, how to get into that energy, be more adventurous. Put some adventure into your life. Go somewhere, try new things. Do something that lights you up inside, and the right person will be attracted to you. So that's what I got for you today, guys. Love and light. We're going to talk again soon.